Hello, friends. I'd like to welcome you to Meditaciones Diarias.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Meditaciones My name is Alexandra Perez from New York. Today is June 6, 2021, and today's title for the Adults Devotional is Herald, Apostle, and Teacher. This will be the third time I am coming to you. By the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word shall be established. 2 Corinthians 13:1. In 2 Corinthians 13, we find the Apostle Paul's final words of advice to the church in Corinth. First, Paul promised to be tough with everyone, verses 2 and 10. Second, Christ was crucified, but he is risen and lives by the power of God, verses 3 and 4. Third, our faith requires constant personal evaluation to know whether we, in fact, abide in Christ. Verse 5. Fourth, the truth will remain in spite of its opponents. Verse 8. Fifth, we must pray and work for the spiritual growth of our brethren in the faith. Verses 9 and 10. Sixth, it is the duty of every child of God to love good and seek the good of all people. Verse 11. Seventh, God's presence with us is the only way to live in peace with each other. Verse 11. As Paul did, we must always work for the growth of the church, constantly seeking to help our neighbors grow, all for the honor and glory of God. To achieve this goal, the apostle had the vision and passion of a prophet, the mind of a scholar, the heart of an evangelist, the discipline of a soldier, the devotion of a friend, and the fervor of a reformer. Paul, a preacher, apostle, and teacher of the Gentiles, introduced himself with the titles of herald because his obligation was to proclaim the commands of the one he represented. Apostle, because he had been called, established, and sent by God, and teacher, because he had to teach those for whom he had been appointed. The apostle understood and lived the commission of making disciples, always seeking to fulfill the divine purpose. Paul was not a solitary evangelist, but the commander of a large and growing circle of missionaries. Thus, he worked in the church and for the church. Paul also understood that not only he as an apostle, but all apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, and teachers are custodians of the gifts that God gave to the church, sent for the purpose of equipping